Thanks for listening. This is the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we'll talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shanna Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology coach, and personalized learning coordinator for my district, and I'm joined by my producer/husband, Buzz Martin.
Hey there.
Today, we are going to talk about WeVideo, Screencastify, and Giphy.
Giphy, Giphy.com. Actually, we could just bust this one out real fast.
The PH.
So Giphy is just a website where you can go if you have, let's say you do a Screencastify and you want to take a little snippet and make it into a GIF to
jazz up introductions,
jazz up something, or put it maybe, or maybe one of your students wants to drop a GIF into a presentation or to a website that they've created, and they want to take a video of something and make it into a GIF. It's real easy to go to Giphy.com and you click upload. You drag and drop the file on there, and it'll automatically just create a GIF for you. And then if you just...
So you can take any type of file, like any type of video file?
Any type of video file, yeah. Okay. Now, I will give you a word of warning. It's like a repository for GIFs. So there's a chance that there might be some inappropriate content. It typically doesn't... Mm-hmm.
But something to keep an eye out for if you're going to let your students use it, that you should be aware of what's going on.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So, but it's Giphy.com, and real easy again if you want to take any video and turn it into a GIF. It has to be a certain size, because just for the sake of, you couldn't take an hour-long movie and turn it into a GIF.
But the GIF is supposed to be short and quick and cute.
Exactly.
Cool.
There we go. Giphy. Boom. Giphy. Done.
All right.
Did my work for the day.
All right. So Giphy, number one. But we wanted to throw in kind of a bonus episode here, I guess, for the two things we're going to talk about today. So WeVideo and Screencastify, I think a lot of teachers use, or at least people are familiar with. Mm-hmm. So we thought we'd just kind of squeeze it in there, but also talk about just some ways to use it, different ways to use it. And if you have ideas out there of how you use WeVideo and Screencastify that I don't talk about, I'd love to hear about it, because I feel that they are two really great tech tools to use in your classroom. And I think there's so many options for them that, I mean, the list could be a mile long of how you can use these two websites in your classroom. So I'd like to hear how everybody else is using them too, just because I think they're fun to play around with. Yeah,
definitely.
So on that note, WeVideo, for those of you who are sort of familiar or very familiar or maybe unfamiliar, it is a free website that you can create videos on very easily. Yes, there is a paid version as well, where you can have more content and you can have more videos and things like that. But I have found it is the easiest way for my students to quick make a video on something. They are able to upload pictures. So if they want to create a stop motion video, they could do that really quick. They can have 0 pictures and just do their own audio, and they have cool backgrounds that move. So you just drag and drop from their backgrounds and you just drag it into what you're going to be working on. What's nice about WeVideo, that when you go in, you sign in, you have your login, sign in with Google, which is always fantastic. And then you just create my video, and then you have all these different options of backgrounds and overlays and music and text features. And like I said, you can upload pictures or videos you already have, and students can just create to their heart's content. You do have to be aware that there is some paid bonus backgrounds, like there always is, or paid bonus, information. So sometimes you have to watch out for that. And they have a limit of how many minutes they can use each month when it comes to WeVideo. So I have run into it with another teacher. We're both using WeVideo, and the kids are trying to create videos for both classes. And we're like, oh, hey, you don't have enough minutes on your account. So we work around that. But the kids really love it, and they are just very into it. So WeVideo is an easy way for students to create videos, whether it's for creating a documentary or doing some sort of PSA, or they could do, like I said, a stop motion film, or just an audio file of them doing. I've had students do fake radio interviews using WeVideo. So they'll actually put their facts up on the screen, but they'll have like a mock interview going on in the background.
Yeah.
And they've shared information for my class that way as well. So there's just lots and lots of options for WeVideo, which I think is pretty cool for students to be able to use.
I've actually used it in the business setting. Now we have all, even like on the computer we're recording this on now, I've got Adobe Premiere and all the bells and whistles apps, but I needed to create a quick video with some background imagery and also some music. Mm-hmm. And now I'm using the paid version. I paid for a year for the paid version. Mm-hmm. But that just gave me access to more time and then more of the different types of videos, and then also different audio tracks to use for background. But it's super easy to use. Mm-hmm. It's like the export files were really good. Mm-hmm. They were high res. It was really cool. So now again, I'm using the paid version, but
very user friendly and just very like I've
had
students from
students
third grade.
the actual real tenets of editing video.
Right. Yeah. Basics. If they've never done it before, they're unsure. I know a lot of them like to make their own YouTube videos and stuff. It does give them a quick way with all of the different layers of files and things like that, which I think is just, and it's all laid out for them. Like if I have students who get confused easily when it comes to a lot of things coming at them at once, and the way it's laid out in the different sections, like video versus audio versus, visuals and text, it's just very easy to explain and they can figure it out. So WeVideo, I know a lot of people use it. Like I said, documentaries, stop motion films. We've talked about audio files. But yeah, I'm curious to how other people are using WeVideo, just because I think it's such a great tool.
So if somebody wanted to tell you how they're using it, how would they do that?
Well, they could share with on Twitter, like share your ideas on Twitter with this podcast, or you can go to my actual
Twitter handle.
SmartNWI, just like the website. So
you can go
to SmartNWI. Or to the website, either way, just because I'd like to hear all of your cool WeVideo ideas.
Cool.
And the other website we're talking about today is Screencastify.
I've seen you use this one a number of times.
Oh, I spend so much time at the kitchen table using Screencastify. And the only way my kids know is if they hear our daughter in the background playing or taking pictures with her camera, because that seems to happen sometimes. I may have a few robotics videos with her talking in the background.
Speaking of the background, you may hear our neighbor dog Ace barking quite loudly right now. I don't know what Ace is upset about. Maybe that it's 0 degrees outside.
Oh, he's running around outside.
If you hear any barking in the background, that's Ace.
Yes.
Ours is quiet and sleeping on the couch. Knock on wood.
Welcome.
But don't knock too loudly, or she'll think. But don't knock too loudly, or she'll think it's the door, and then she'll go nuts.
Yes. So Screencastify. No matter where you are, you can use Screencastify. It is a.
Is that on the website? Is that what it says?
No, it says record your story on the website. No, see, I was doing my cool little plug here.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, no matter where you are.
No matter where you are, Screencastify is with you.
No matter where you need to
always
show your classroom what to do for the next day.
Yes. So it's a Chrome extension. You can go and you just add it to Chrome, and it's free. And with that, you get this nifty little arrow in your little area for extensions. And you click record, basically. It connects you directly. You just turn on your microphone. You can pick your browser tab. You can pick webcam only. And you can choose to embed your webcam. And it's very simple. You click record. You pick if you want your audience to see you or just see your screen.
Yep.
And
can they do both?
Yes.
Cool.
You can flip back and forth. And you just start recording. And when you are done, if it's after 30 seconds and you're like, wow, I'm having a really horrible hair day and I'm going to start this over because like my face looks horrible and I don't want to look at myself and I just want to look at my screen, you just click end and it shows up and you click the little trash can and you click delete. Nice. And then you start over and it saves everything in your Google Drive, which is amazing. So I have a little folder of all of my screencasts. Yeah. So as a teacher, it's great because whenever I'm absent, all my sub plans go through Screencastify. Usually the students, it depends on the day, I should say, but oftentimes if it's a sub and it's unexpected, they see my face on their screencast because then they feel my presence slightly. I've actually had students say, oh, it feels like you're watching me, Mrs. Martin. I was terrified. So nice. Sometimes I show my face. But there's other times where I actually, in my robotics class specifically, I do all of my lessons in Screencastify for each task that they have to be able to complete in the robot. So that way all of my students can work at their own pace. Yeah. So they are able to watch and rewatch the videos as many times as they need to work on their coding. And that way I can see which students need help and I can go help those students, and those that are moving ahead of everybody else can continue to move ahead. Sure. So it's a great way to differentiate and personalize learning in your classroom where students are able to work at their own pace. So not just in robotics, but I use that sometimes in my other projects and assignments in my classroom. And some of the other teachers do that as well that I work with.
So let's say you're going to be gone for the day and you're going to send this. Does your sub typically pop this up on the smartboard and it's the voice of God to the class?
It depends on the sub. I've had subs, actually, I've never asked them to do this, but I have had subs put my face on the smartboard and then I'm larger than life size, which is always interesting. But typically I put it into Google Classroom. So that way the students just put in their earbuds and they can hear what my directions are for the day. Also, when I do some lessons based on web design and things like that, or I know there's several steps in the lesson I'm teaching that day, I will record myself and just put it in Classroom. We don't necessarily use it. I teach the lesson during the day, but that way if students have questions or they need to go back or if they were absent for the day, they have access to that as a resource and they can go back to it as many times as they need to if it's confusing or they are unsure of what to do.
Very nice.
But yeah, so and Screencastify too, not just for teachers, but students can use it. I've seen teachers use it in their math class where students reteach each other their math lessons, and then they have that as a resource for one another. But they also are able to present to the class or share information, and they have this whole library of all of these math lessons that have been taught by their peers, which is a really cool way to use Screencastify and have students teach each other, maybe if they're uncomfortable in front of the class specifically, but they can create a video of themselves doing something. So cool.
If for some reason and this sounds like a much cooler idea than what I'm going to tell you, but if you are ever using a Mac computer and you can't get Screencastify, maybe you're not connected to the internet and it's just not working for you. You can go to, if you're on a Mac, go to QuickTime Player, which is in the computer, and then just go to new screen recording. And then you can actually do a new movie recording, a new audio recording, or a new screen recording. And that'll show you, like, when you click, it'll show like the little circle of where you clicked and such. And, but you can record with your voice and also show the screen and such. But Screencastify sounds so much cooler and
kids on Chromebooks can use it, and it's a quick add-on and extension.
And it drops right into your Google Drive. So if you're on Google Classroom, like most schools seem to be these days, that works. But
that's another one that if there's other teachers out there, other ways of using Screencastify, I feel like I'm missing something. Like I use it quite often, but there's got to be other ways.
To use it. Yeah. I'm sure there are. Very cool. And then if you want a really expensive way that I was using before I learned about both QuickTime and that is Camtasia, which is, it gives you more like video editing stuff in it once you're done.
But really, actually, if you use the paid version of Screencastify, you can edit your videos as well. The free version you cannot, but you can actually cut and shorten your videos and stuff like that. Then you don't have to stop and restart when you're having a bad hair day.
You can just put something over. Yeah. You can add a hat.
Yes.
To your head.
Yes.
So Awesome. Well, 3 great tools and one that is also a tool for you to use today or tomorrow. And they're all free.
Yeah. So bonus episode, just share your ideas, everyone.
Yeah. That's Twitter handle SmartInWI. Boom.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at SmartInWI. And if you want to get more information on the links and the technology discussed in this episode, visit smartinwi.com. New episodes will continue each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed in this podcast and the Smart and WI website are those of the author, Shanna Martin, and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we hope so. Talk to you again real soon. Thanks for listening.